Yay Media Group.
Hey guys, it's Stephanie.
I'm Trey.
This is your weekly dose of BS.
I don't live in LA, obviously, but I'm very invested in this LA mayor race. And I find it very interesting that Spencer Pratt is no longer number 2.
Oh, is he? I don't even know this. I didn't even, Trey, I've been so busy. I didn't know
this happened last night. Apparently, they're finishing counting the votes. And all of the people that voted at the very last minute, like all the ones at the bottom of the pile, voted for the third lady. I don't even know her name.
Oh, that Nithya Raman, I think.
Yes.
Is that what her name is? Oh.
Doesn't that feel a little...
Listen, I don't know, but I don't know how we do not get this done in one day.
Right.
I feel like in Texas, don't we get it done we get it done real quick. Everything is faster in Texas, I will tell you that. I don't know how it takes them that long to figure things out, but also like our whole voting system, you think by now, this is what I think, you think by now that you could just do it over your phone, right? Like everybody has a phone.
Yeah, but they're always trying to find ways to like fight voter fraud but are we?
Do it. Everybody's phone is connected to them. Like, why can't we just not and that would make it so great because most people that don't vote, that are too lazy to go to the polls, they're always on their phone. Just, yep, this is my vote. Thank you.
I'm very invested. Spencer is saying that if he does not win, he is leaving California.
Well, I think California is beautiful. I would not live there because the taxes are astronomical. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's expensive. We have family that lives there, and it's very expensive. Very, very, very.
Well, they have a mansion tax. So if you buy a home over $5 million, I believe you're paying it's 2 or 3% in sales tax, and if it's over 10 million, it's somewhere between 3 and 6% sales tax. Just
That's
to
insane.
Buy a home.
Texas is a great place to live because it's so not beautiful here that they have to give you a good deal. Taxes are great.
There's nothing to
that
do.
is the drive. It's a great place to do business and the taxes are good. That's the incentive to live in Texas. And then places like New York and LA, everybody wants to live there because, they're much more fun probably. But you got to pay the tax. You got to pay the tax. But no, that makes me kind of, I don't even live in California, so it just shouldn't matter. I thought he ran a really good campaign.
I thought he did too.
I really did.
And it's because he really loves his city and loves where he lives and wanted something better for his neighbors and his family.
I also love that he was not one party or the other, nor was trying to make it like a Democrat versus Republican thing.
And every reporter wanted him to pick a side, but that's not what it's about. Yeah,
but I really did love that. I think that I wish that there were more people. I'm not saying he's the one that should be whatever mayor or whatever, but I wish that more people that were really invested in their city would run for different government, mayor, whatever. Because I do think a lot of people that are in politics are not in it for the right reasons. And I do really feel, and people may say, I don't agree with you, Stephanie, whatever, but I just felt like he seemed to be in it for the right reasons. He seemed to be oh, I want to make a difference in my city. I feel like there's a lot of change that can happen. And I know change is easier said than done. But I don't know, but really is it? I think in life, if you put your mind to something and you want something, you can change your life drastically, and the things around you drastically. But you have to want to change things. And I think what's hard for politicians, Travis and I actually talked to somebody who is in politics, and he was talking about the corruption in this person. I'm not going to say who they are, but they're pretty high up, and they said the corruption's on both sides.
Oh yeah,
and it's never going to change because everybody is making a killing from it, and everybody knows about it, but everyone just kind of looks the other way because people in government are benefiting, and this is somebody in government, which is really sad and scary. And I think it's really unfortunate that as people outside of the corruption and outside it, that we all fight about it. It's so stupid because
and our property taxes are going up.
Yeah, it's so crazy. So I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. I was hoping that he would at least get in a runoff because I thought his ads were very entertaining. I just thought he was the stuff he was doing, I thought was really interesting.
I was hoping so too, but I'm not surprised that he's not. I think he's too loud and he's too much of a liability. He's too much of an outsider to see what's behind a curtain.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. But you know what? We're going to stay in Texas.
It has nothing to do with us.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with us. But yeah, I think but I thought it was a very interesting. It was the only race, especially for mayor, like that I've ever like watched and been like, this is really fascinating because it was like, that's when you know you have a really good social media campaign.
Nor do they ever have a televised debate.
Yeah.
Ever. Like.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so Trey and I are going to vacation together. We're going to Montana together.
Yes?
Yes. I'm super excited. First of all, I have not been in a while.
Me neither.
Months. It's been months. So I'm excited. We're going to go on first of all, we're going to do our like little billy goat.
What?
You know, our little billy goating up the mountain.
Oh, yes.
We're going to do that every
Where we walk
day.
to Jesus. And if we have enough spunk in us, we just go straight up the mountain instead of following the little trail.
Yes. And then you know who else is coming? Travis is flying one of Chance's football trainers in.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Train him or like just
vacation? I think they're going to
vacation?
train during the day. And then I think Travis just wants him more as this guy, it just has a good head on his shoulders. And I think Travis wants him more as like a mentor for Chance. So he called him and he was like, hey, going to go on this trip. If I fly you up with Chance, can I, I'll pay you to train him during the week, but I really want you to mentor him and kind of, guide him. And yeah. So anyway, so we'll have another, but he's a lovely person. He's really, really fantastic. And he's a good trainer. And also I think Chance gets kind of nervous because he's in the middle of football season right now. And I think he gets kind of nervous to miss because whenever he comes back, he just feels like he is
behind.
Kind of running from the back, without doing anything for a week. So yeah, it's good. It's good. I'm excited.
Amazing. I'm excited.
It'll be,
Excited for a little trip. Are we going to take a break real quick? We'll be right back.
Oh my God. Okay. So I've never, ever, 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 ever watched, I know last time we talked about this, I've never watched Summer House, but I did watch the reunion, 2-part. I watched both 1 and 2, and I think there's a third. It was so good. For never watching the show, I felt like first of all, I fast forwarded everything other than the drama going on with the, relationship between those two people, but it was like really, really entertaining. And have you watched it?
No, I've never watched Summer House.
Well, I haven't either, but I'm telling you, the reunion, I just saw so much of it on TikTok. I was like, let me see. It was really good.
What were the big points?
Very interesting. I just felt like, first of all, if I were a betting girl, and I'm not because, we have a gambling addiction in my family.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. So if I was a betting girl, I think that those two definitely had been doing stuff. She was like, Andy Cohen was like, when's the first time you guys slept together? And they were like, it was shortly after we put out the joint statement. I was like, I call BS because no way. But I think that it was going on for a while and probably just got caught. It was also how hard is that to hide from the world, right? Like it's so, I don't know. They got caught and I think they were like, okay, how do we minimize the damage? And I don't know. I look at this girl and I think her name's Amanda. Mm-hmm. And I don't think she's a bad person, by the way, from what I've gathered. And I've never watched I just think she comes across to me as somebody who's never watched the show before. So I could be totally off. As somebody who seems to have a low self-esteem, a little bit of a pleaser mentality, and somebody who is looking for external validation to feel good about herself, right? And I think this guy, from what I've seen, is somebody who kind of uses women to make himself feel good and is very easy to discard them. And I don't know, I think he's a big partier, but she complained about Kyle being a big partier. So I think that this guy is, from my 2 episodes, is kind of a walking red flag to her if she took some time to herself and really, there are certain people in life who cannot be alone. And I think that she is one of those people just by watching her. And I feel like I'm pretty good at reading people, and this is my read. I think she's somebody who has a very hard time being alone and by herself. But I really do believe the older I get, the most you can learn about yourself are those moments of discomfort. And I think if she really just was like, I'm going to be single for 6 months, she would learn a lot from herself and she would become a very strong woman instead of, I think she's one of those people that kind of molds herself to whatever guy she's dating. And I used to definitely be that person when I was younger. I felt like I dated a guy who was like really into fitness. I was not in fitness whatsoever. I was in the best shape of my life. Like I had like Madonna arms at one point because I molded myself around this guy's life. So I kind of see, like, I think when you're young, you tend to do that. Like you just want to be loved and accepted and find somebody. And, but as I'm now almost 46, one thing I've learned in life is, it took me many, many years to learn this, is like, if you're not happy in your own skin, then it's very easy for people to come in and manipulate. It's like you have all these people that are like vultures who come in and they can sense that that's who you are and that you're, a kind person who's like easy prey, and people will take advantage of that. And I think she's one of those girls that gets taken advantage of a lot by different men. That is my read for 2 episodes. I could be totally wrong.
I did see a clip on TikTok where Sierra, who was dating West, went in and was doing it was like a Phaedra Parks level, like your baby daddy needed $10, so he went to a sperm bank for a medium-sized Pizza Hut kind of read, and she went in. And it was along the lines of like, you're insecure, you don't know who you are, you're molded to who you, blah, 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 blah. And at the end, Kyle was like, that was a little harsh.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, that's your wife.
Yeah. One thing I did think was really, really interesting, if you watch it, is you have one girl, Amanda, who I feel like I just said, I don't think she really knows who she is. And I think she just wants to be loved at any cost and will kind of mold herself around whoever. And then you have Sierra, who's the total opposite. This girl knows who she is. She's very comfortable in her skin. I don't think she needs a man. Again, I've never watched the show, but just from the reunion, she is very sure of herself. And then I thought it was really interesting and also showed me a lot of who West was. Whenever this girl, like, she was getting slaughtered by everybody. I felt like they were much more on Amanda than West. Maybe because they expected more from her. I don't know what the dynamic is. But he just got to sit there and let her take it instead of, jumping in and being like, no, like, I'm just as bad.
Yeah.
Like, he really just sat there and let her get slaughtered. And I also thought it was really interesting when she ran off crying, like her husband, Kyle, had to tell him how to comfort her. He was like, you should go after her and check and make sure she's okay. He did not organically run after her. This is my opinion, is not a man. This is a man who cares much more what the audience thinks and doing the right thing than he did about the person who was on the couch getting slaughtered sitting next to him for something that they both equally partook in. It was very interesting to watch. Now, somebody that I really, really, really liked in this reunion, and again, I've never seen this show, was
Lindsay?
Well, I know Lindsay.
Oh.
She's fantastic. I love Lindsay. I've known Lindsay for a long time. She's great. Carl.
Oh,
And I remember, like, Lindsay and Carl, I think I were engaged at one point.
Yeah, for a long time.
And I think that, if I'm not mistaken, he was kind of like a big party or something or whatever. And he's, from what I gathered, like, sober. He seemed to be the most, like, authentically happy person. Like, like his energy, I felt like was so amazing. So I don't know, again, I've never watched the show, but like at the reunion, I loved Carl's energy. I felt like he just seemed so like happy with himself and laid back. You should watch this and tell me if and Lindsay's always just been a badass. I love Lindsay. But that's what I thought about the reunion.
Do you think both of them will come back?
But,
Amanda and West.
if they're asked back, yeah, I think they both come back. Because I've done the shows like this before. It's hard if you've been on it for a while to give up that money. And when you're that age, that money is important. So yeah, I think, and you live in New York. New York's expensive.
Yeah.
I think everyone usually comes back. Yeah, if they're asked, especially at that age, you're not going to give up hundreds of thousands of dollars,
right?
And you're going to want a redeeming.
Well, and Amanda's been on for 10 years.
Yeah, but that's what. But you know what I'm saying?
She's making good money.
Most people who have a really, really bad year, they want redemption, and the only way to really get that is to come back and have that redeeming arc where you work on yourself and you're a different person. So, I think they'll all come back, but it was very interesting. Yeah,
it is interesting. Kyle really went from like villain to hero, not hero necessarily, but like, so to speak. I'm interested to see. He was in Dallas a couple of weeks ago doing like a DJ gig, which was a part of like what Amanda did not love. So I'm interested to see if he's able to save his business and where that takes him.
I will say, I can put myself in Kyle's shoes, and I have a lot of, he didn't even seem that upset at the reunion, but you know how hard it would be? Like, you and Zach are married, right? And how hard would it be to be on a show with Zach and sit there and watch him, you know, that he's sleeping with another coworker.
My gosh.
And like they're like, he's on the couch, like somebody else's team in the dressing room, somebody else, like that would gut me. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I would be like, I don't watch, but I felt like Kyle, I was very impressed with how he handled that, because I can just say for myself, I don't even think I could show up at the reunion. I would be in such a depression. So I thought it was really interesting. It was a very interesting watch. Yeah. I love psychology of people, so I like anything like that. I thought it was very interesting. Highly recommend.
Well, on that note, we got to run.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for listening and supporting. You can follow me at Steph Hollman on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
You can follow me at Trey_Stewart. You can follow our podcast at BS the Podcast, and you can watch us on YouTube at Weekly Dose of BS. Bye.
Yay Media Group.